in that situation where you're selling a zero premium plan, I've heard different agents, and I'd love to know your moral compass on this of, because I've suggested, be upfront with your client saying, hey, this carrier in this state has made this non-commissionable, but it is the best plan for you. So I'm happy to help you do this. Maybe in better words than I have at the moment, say something like, I love helping people. Say, if you're going to write a free plan, at least get some referrals out of it.
Absolutely. You should double down 100%. Um, and you gotta have boundaries too. Because if somebody refers you a bunch of people to go on that plan, then
Well,
you're a charity, right? So to an extent, you gotta have those boundaries. But, everyone's situation's different, right? If they go on that plan and that plan doesn't have their doctors, then that could be a win for the people that they refer. So it's a bit of a gamble, but it also sets you up so that when we get on the other side, you have a full book of people you can go back to, because these plans that are number one right now are not going to be number one, because they're going, like one carrier grew the most this past year, they're going to hurt, right, financially, because now they've got all these claims. And you know great for them, horrible for the members, because they are going to roll back benefits. They're going to roll back plans. And that's what we've seen. And, you know, keep those clients on your book, but do it in a way where you're not overextending yourself for free, is what I focus on. And every market's so different, right? Michigan is a very welcoming market to Part C, whereas here in Maryland, it is an uphill battle. You work for your money in Maryland, is what I always say. That's why I did all my marketing and stuff in other states, because it was easier for me. Maryland, you work for your money here. We are spoiled. We want the best, right? That's how Marylanders think. We're bougie, on a high horse. We want the best, and that's what we expect. And people, there, it's kind of a hot mess. So we end up doing a lot of supplement though as a result. We always have. And I've always taught the team, when you do a new to Medicare, you should be talking about both. And I always joke, I'm never going to be an expose in the Washington Post for one of those Medicare Part C brokers peddling only one product. I refuse. But you also want to know, there are certain income demographics that really favor those products, especially here in Maryland. It's very obvious. A person under a certain income, they're really going to migrate towards that, because our supplement rates are high. And somebody in a certain income, Maryland, you've got to make over $80,000-$90,000 as a single person to live somewhat comfortable here. And that's like you got some extra money to go bowling for the month, right? It's not a whole lot. So knowing that information about your market, and what I teach the team, it helps them tailor those conversations a little bit so they don't waste a lot of time. I still educate about supplement, but if they've got Q and B, then obviously we're not talking about that. But if I know their income is 30,000, I'm going to tell them about supplement, but I'm not going to really dig into it, because I already know there's probably a possibility the moment I tell them what premiums are, they're going to go, and you can tell, right? You can tell people's body language. And, over time I've kind of learned, okay, in this demographic, this works. But then you've got some whose kids help them, right? And you just don't know that. So it's important to talk to them.